So I had found a bunch of things at my ex's that were a little bit concerning. He had a drawer full of things of mine, clothes, fingernail clippings in a Ziploc bag, my hair in a Ziploc bag, my used tampons in a Ziploc bag. Very strange behavior. When we broke up, which it took me way too long for me to break up with him, he had a very hard time letting go, including one time he called me, and this was like, I don't know, a couple months after we had broken up. I had moved. He called me, and I answered in my naivety, thinking it would be better for him to think that we're friends and that would be more neutralizing. Learned, don't do that. But he called me, and I answered, and I was like, oh, how are you? How's your family? How's your mom? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, hey, we should hang out sometime. And I was kind of generically people pleaser-y, like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, and he's like, tonight, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, well, I'm a few states away. We're not hanging out tonight because I live a few states away. And he's like, well, I could drive down there. And I'm like, that's a 4-hour drive. And he's like, well, would you want to hang out though? And I was like, no, sorry, I've got plans tonight. And he said, no, you don't. You're hanging out with your roommate. You're sitting on your couch. You're wearing your flannel pajamas from Chicago that your grandma got you with a Diet Pepsi in your hand. And you're like, he described like everything to me that I was doing. So I immediately closed all my blinds, which like now I have this thing about like blinds not always being closed at night so that like people, you know, can't see me inside my house. I don't mind having my blinds open in the day, but like in the night I'm like, nope, because of this thing. Anyways, it was a whole situation. So the only explanation is that he had driven down to the state that I lived in that was 4 hours away, because otherwise how in the world would he know exactly what I was wearing, what I was doing, who I was sitting with, what the room looked like? It's not like he had ever been there to know. So yeah, super strange. And I will still hear from him to this day. Like, I will have to block social media accounts. As soon as I block one, another one will come up within a couple of months. He'll send me messages. He's like married with kids, like just hasn't let go. It's just, it's kind of strange. So when Josh and I were songwriting one time, Josh was like, let's write a song like we're Joe from You, you know, like a little bit of stalker vibes. I was like, bro, if we need stalker vibe material, like, let me tap into some of these stories. So we wrote a song from the perspective of the obsessed ex. Not sure if that's a good idea or not, but it turned out to be a really fun song, and it comes out next Tuesday on the 15th. If you haven't already, pre-save Hey Little Baby, and let us know what you think. Also, have you ever had an ex that just wouldn't let go, couldn't let go, and still reaches out to you?